He's been contacted by Martha Stewart, Jay Leno. He's been on all the local newscasts, 2, 5, 6, 8, 12. He's been on CNN website, USA Today. I think the biggest one was the CNN one. That was cool. Then he made national headlines and he trumped the president. And he's even been on newspapers in Canada. I was contacted by a lady in Canada. They wanted some of his sperm. They wanted to breed him. And I broke the news that he's been neutered. So I was born with cystic fibrosis. And at the time, my life expectancy in 1976 was 9 years old. And so I've outlived that now. I'm 31. My health was relatively good up until I was about 25. And then it started going downhill. Anyway, I got so severe, my lung capacity was down to 18%. I was on oxygen. They evaluated me for a lung transplant. I had always said I'm not going to have a transplant because I had seen all my friends either die waiting or it just wasn't good. You kind of have a change of heart when the doctor comes in at 7:30 at night with an entourage. All their heads are down. And my parents are sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and they said, okay, it's black and white. You're going to die, or you need to consider a transplant. Going through my whole experience with the transplant, he was always by my side. He would sit outside with me, and I'd be on oxygen. He's one of the only people that never judged me for what I looked like or what I did and how I felt. And he's just always there for me. And I was there for him, and when I couldn't be there for him, that's when he took off. About 2 months after my surgery, they sat me down, they're like, we have something to tell you. I'm like, oh, great. They said, it's Hercules, and he's gone. But it was devastating, really, because that was one thing I really, really loved, and I really wanted to come home to, and he wasn't going to be there. I was watching a Blazer game, and they flashed on the screen about this fat cat got stuck in a doggy door. I was just looking at him like, wow, that looks just like Hercules. And now, since the recent fame of Hercules, my social calendar is really, really booked. I think that's why God put me on this earth now, and that's why I've survived what I have. I think it's my duty to give the message and tell people about the donor program and what it can do for you and what it can do for people. And I think that's why he came back, is to get me the notoriety and to get me out there. See, I think it just worked. It's a win-win for both of us. He's spreading the word in his own way, through me.